What up, guys? Your boy Quake, and Floyd Mayweather is back in some trouble financially, and this time he is facing felony charges, and 50 Cent is offering to help him. If you haven't been keeping up, Floyd has been facing an astronomical amount of financial issues, from one of his private jets being written off as someone else's and stolen from him, to watches being loaned, to take out another loan, to him not reading his contracts and people, basically stealing from him without him realizing, to him blaming companies not paying him. And now, just recently, Floyd has been hit with 2 felonies for writing a fraudulent check. So let's go over the article of what's going on. Floyd Mayweather is in deep trouble in Las Vegas. The boxing legend is facing felony theft and intent to defraud charges after allegedly buying a $200,000 Audemars Piguet watch with a reportedly bogus check. The 50-0 fighter is accused of stifling Las Vegas shop Gold and Beyond in December 2024. According to the complaint filed earlier this year, Mayweather had insufficient money, property, or credit to pay for the jewelry, and prosecutors believe he was aware of that when he used the check tied to a Wells Fargo's account to pay for the item. A court hearing was held on Monday where Mayweather was represented by his legal team. Mayweather is facing prison time if found guilty of either charge. The theft could range from 1 to 20 years behind bars, and the fraud could be 1 to 4 years. An attorney representing the jewelry store told ESPN their client wanted to give Mayweather plenty of opportunities to make things right before taking it to court, but was eventually ghosted. The reason for the delay is that my guy trusted Mayweather and was trying to give him every opportunity to make good on that, Mark Cook of Cook and Kelsey's told the outlet. And it got to the point where he wasn't getting responses and wasn't getting money for the watch that Mayweather had for well over a year. Mayweather has seemingly run into serious financial problems recently, and he's not only suing Showtime and taking his former business partner to court for more than $500 million combined, but also allegedly owes more than $7 million in unpaid taxes. If that's the case, it might explain why he's taking an exhibition with Greek fighter Mike Zambides later this month, which he still intends to travel to despite the ongoing legal issues. Yes, he has taken fights, exhibitions, he's not counting them as official fights, left and right, and what's crazy is 50 Cent has been speaking about this and saying this for years and years and years, and people just, brushed it off as 50 hating and 50, trolling or whatever. But as the text messages and as the paperwork is starting to come out for all these things, it's clear this guy has a spending problem. And one of his managers, there were some text messages that leaked where one of his managers was like begging him to stop spending money because he doesn't have that much money to spend. And it's crazy to think about because this guy's made over $1 billion boxing in total. So let's just say he nets 500 million of that or 400 million of that. It is damn near impossible, unless you're just stupid, dumb spending every day, to blow $400 million. I mean, you would have to be spending every single day and bringing in no new money every day $1 million till you blow through it at all. I mean, at that point of having $400 million, you can have your money work for you. Just put it in S&P 500, put like 50 million in S&P 500, get 8% interest, and you're walking away with what? I don't even know what the amount, $4 million a year without having to do anything. And you still have that 50 million, and you can borrow money on your money and take loans out of it. And it seems like Floyd has been doing that to a certain extent, but he's been taking loans to pay off loans to pay off loans. And that is an endless cycle with endless interest that just screws you over. Anyways, after these reports came out, 50 Cent decided to chime in, and he decided to take a surprising approach. 50 posted the article of Floyd having financial issues with the fraudulent checks, and in the caption he said this: "Damn champ, what the F is up? If you need some money, just call me. We could have kept this from getting so messy. Now the feds are looking for you. Love you, bro. I'm not mad at you no more. Call me." And, people will probably brush this off as 50 trolling and try to use this against Floyd. He'll try to troll him and show that really Floyd is struggling. But I genuinely think 50 had major love for Floyd Mayweather because they were cool since 2003, 2004. And really the fallout that happened was, and this is on 50's side of things, and even Floyd kind of agreed with how the fallout happened, and it was over a boxing company that they were going to start together called the Money Team. And 50 wanted to start a boxing company and properly structure his business so that when he starts a promotions boxing company, it's properly structured out. And Floyd was locked up at the time for some domestic violence charges, and 50 decided to take it up, himself to do it. And when Floyd got out, 50 was like, hey, put in your portion of the money for this business and let's go, half-half, and let's build this boxing promotions company. Floyd then, according to 50, said, I have no idea what you're talking about. I never agreed to do this. And then it left 50 on the hook to do his own boxing promotions company, which ended up being SMS Promotions, which ended up ultimately flopping. And obviously, because 50's heart probably wasn't 100% in it, he probably just wanted to do his half-half with Floyd. And, doing it full time, he probably was like, I don't have time for this. But he tried, and, it did what it did at the time. And that's really where the fallout ended up happening. And then they got back together as friends, I believe in like 2017, 2018. And then a fallout again happened. So their relationship's on and off. And 50, I think, has respect for him. But he's always said that Floyd is just, get the money, spend the money. Get the money, spend the money. And that's always been his motto. And there's reports of Floyd taking the women's purses that he bought, like the big expensive Birkin bags that cost $100,000, $300,000. Those purses that he bought for women, he was taking back and using them as leverage for loans. So it's bad when that happens, when you're using like purses that you bought for women that are $100,000, $50,000, $150,000, $300,000 as loans to get other loans and have people hold that while you get another loan. It's just like, that's bad. That's a cycle of just horrible and just bad investments. Floyd got into a lot of things with companies and people, and they just stole money from him. And it's sad because in one of the text messages, Floyd says, I worked my whole life for all this stuff, and you guys are just robbing me. And that's sad. But also, this is a guy who is very, very flamboyant with his money and really just makes fun of people that don't have money and is like, yo, I can do this, I can do that, I got all this, I got all that. And look where he's up in a situation where he's ended up having money issues. And it doesn't look good, man. Overall, it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for his brand, his identity, because he's Floyd Money Mayweather and the money team. And despite the recession, we're blowing money. So, yeah, that's the update on it. Let me know what you guys think. I think he's going to be going through a lot of turmoil. But I think it's Floyd Mayweather at the end of the day, man. That brand, that name is still, known worldwide. He's arguably one of the best boxers in the world. So with that brand, you can still do something. Now, you can't live that amazing lifestyle that you had when you were boxing and making $100 million or $60 million or $40 million a fight, but you can still live a great lifestyle, a top 1% lifestyle. At the end of the day, a top 1% earner is somebody that makes over $400,000 a year. That's usually the top 1%. And he clearly makes that no problem. Just off his brand name, he can make $1 million in a year, no problem. Now, is that a drastic life change? A little bit, yeah, but you're still not broke at the end of the day. Compared to like me and you and the average people, he's still really rich. He's still making money. But we'll keep our eye on this and see what happens moving forward. And do you guys think 50's offer is genuine or not? That's it for today's video. If you guys want to support this channel further, you can do so at patreon.com/diverse mentality. For just $3 a month, you can get my videos uncut and raw the way I intended them to be, but couldn't because of YouTube. Plus, you also get access to our Discord community where we have a great community talking about hip hop and various other things. It's very dope. So only $3 a month. I'd really appreciate the support. Also follow us on social media at QuakeGW and at Diverse Mentality. Thank you so much for the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.